bleh. Hopefully, things are going good with this and everything will just kind of upload correctly. I don't know. We've been having some issues with our internet lately, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to go and let people know on the Discord that I'm going live and see what they think. Let's copy what Emerald said, because then I can just lie. No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna say that that's going on. Chilling out and prepping avatar room, and then you have to add in ignore me, because that gets people to come in. If I tell them to ignore me, then they won't listen and they won't ignore me, and we can get people to come and hang out. It's great. It's a fantastic way to trick people into doing what I want them to do. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is gonna go onto YouTube or not afterwards or anything like that. All I know is that I had a room for Avatar, and then that room got destroyed. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see. I'm mostly just going to be trying to get the decoration and stuff going from the room that I have made and was making for like the past week or so that I lost Wednesday night. But who needs to worry about that? Not anybody. Nobody needs to worry about all the stuff that I lost. Let's go ahead here. Hey, what's going on, Power of Luck? No ignore, says Cyan. Don't even worry about it. First off, let's get this ugly table out of here. That ugly table, which is honestly probably the best table that they have in there. It's not that ugly. The ugly table. Actually, before I get rid of the ugly table, I want to actually maybe base this table. Maybe use the area it's at as a kind of a point. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and grab another table from NetNavi, and we'll use that table for now, and we'll see how things go. Probably have to leave the stream as soon as class starts in about 15 minutes. How dare? Actually, no. Can we take the table from this room? I wonder. Can we? Expand? We can. Oh, we can take the table from the same room. What? That's amazing. That's so much easier than doing actual work. Probably have to leave the stream class to start about 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. You do you. You do you, man. We're just sitting here again, making things better for us to get things settled here. I'm thinking about moving this table over a little bit. I don't know. The big thing I want to do with this table is I want there to be a map on this table, as you can see it. And I want to be able to tell people you guys are in certain places, so boop, and it's you guys are here, or you guys are here, or you guys are here, or you guys are here. So as long as I have enough room for that, I'm good. But the thing is, if you get it close enough to the edge of the room, sometimes that goes away. But I don't like having all this space over here, so I think I'm gonna move this over. You might see there's 2 floors. I'm not sure which floor I like better. So I'm using the black floor as kind of like a border as to not go over those areas, and I may use the brown floor as the actual floor. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe go with 70. And this will be negative 70, maybe. Perfect. Look at that placement of that table. It's so good. I don't know if this is the best area for the table, because again, I want to make sure that I can draw correctly, and that they have enough room to do their things. But we'll have to check and see. Also, you guys may look at this map here and be like, "Oh, you've seen this map before. You've seen this map before. This map. There's nothing new to this map, right? You guys understand that, right? There's nothing new. Nothing new to this map, right? We all understand that. Same old map, guys. I have to show you something. I have to show you something. I have to show you something. All right, components. We'll put another board in. And I based this map off of a map that I found online. And it was a really good map. It was a super cool map. Liked it. Super cool. Great job. You did the map correct. I loved it. Problem with that map was that there was some things on it that I didn't like. And here's the map. There were some things on it I didn't like. There was some lines here. All of the things were put in here. All of the things there. So I wanted someone to potentially, you know, just get rid of the lines for me, and to get rid of all the names for me and stuff like that, and maybe fix things. So Phantom completely fucking redrew it. You may look at this and be like, oh no, she just removed all the things. She just removed all the things here. She completely fucking redrew it. If you zoom in here, you can see like there's like some parts that are like really, really bad. Like the lines are like really JPEG-y and stuff like that. Phantom fucking completely redrew the map, made all the lines hard, made the map bigger, by the way. She increased the size of the file by like 3. And there are some places on here that she did even better than what they did here. And I love it. There are some places she did even better, including one alteration I asked her to do because I wanted there to be a small oasis in the Silong Desert. If you look over here in the Silong Desert, there's nothing. If you look over here, tiny oasis right there. So, you know, our map's better. She is a joy, and I love. But she redid everything here. I'm mostly going to be using this to where if I go to the vector point stuff and go to like, I don't know, bright red, I'm mostly using this as like a way to like show points of interest. Like, oh, you guys are here. There's a city here. There's another city here. There's a base here. Stuff like that. And like, you know, oh, where you want to go? You want to try to like map out a way to get yourself there, or maybe you have to switch out halfway through and go there, or maybe you change your mind and you want to go in here. Like I want to do something like that to where like people are able to like strategically go wherever they want to go. And I think that'd be really cool to do. And for those of you who are wondering, the game will technically start around here-ish. The players will be coming from here. But the game will start around here-ish. And if you guys were to look on the actual map of this, there's nothing actually there. But there is this is where the game will be starting, like around this area. With that being said, though, we're basically trying to make the map work out. So this is going to be the players' table. Similar to how we had in DARP, I wanted the players to have like their own section, but I didn't want to give them all tables like we did in all the other games. I feel like I want to just give them area. So like they have like, they'll be seated like this on the table. So like they'll have their own little areas there. And this table will be for the actual game stuff. And it's like, that's too small. It's too small of a table. Would you calm down? Huh? Would you calm down? Let me do what I'm trying to do. 70. Alright, so 0.93 is what I need to make it. 0.93. It's at negative 70. This is at, we'll say this is at 40. So it's a little bit further back. We'll go volume scale here, and we're going to drastically increase the size. Basically, where does this end over here? Just like over the thing right there. It does go a little bit off into this area. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. The table is complete. I would like for the table to be a little bit wider, but not like too wide as to actually go into the middle of this area. Because like I'd like for, if anything falls off the map, it to not just appear on the table here. Maybe it goes on the floor. So we'll move off slightly into this area, just in case we put anything on that section. So we will move a little bit over. We'll say to 50. Perfect. And then we'll volume scale back in this direction about that much. At which point we can now get rid of the table. So go to tables, go to none, gone. Perfect. So this was similar to how the room was laid out whenever we had it before I deleted it Wednesday night. So yeah. Out of all your D&D, NetNavi, Fairy Tail, Pokemon, which one is the closest to finishing? Fairy Tail is technically over. Fairy Tail's, I'd like to consider Fairy Tail's first season to be over at this point. I'd like to be able to like walk between these tables. I know like there's no actual walking here, but I'd like to be able to walk between these tables. So we're gonna do something here. Since nobody's gonna be sitting on this side, do that. Now there's like room to walk between the table. Leave me alone, all right? I wanted it. Fairy Tail is technically finished. I'd like to consider the first season of the Fairy Tail game to be over. As far as NetNavi is not even close to being finished. And Pokemon, I could see Pokemon ending at the I could see Pokemon ending Q1 of 2020. Like in the first quarter of the year, I can see Pokemon ending. It really depends on them though. The Ava bar, that's right, dudes. We're at a bar. That's what this is. We'll probably get rid of the black table here, or the black floor here. I like it, but I think I like the wooden floor better. What do you guys think? It kind of looks like a rug, and I like that look, but like maybe I could get like an actual rug. Maybe I can change the color of it. That's a little bit too much. It kind of goes into the table too much. Blue. It just kind of goes back to black at that case. White. I mean, it's kind of cool. I really just like the other floor better, but I don't know. This one's kind of cool. Maybe make it a little bit darker. And then maybe like have this section just go like black to like go with the like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually pretty good. It's like there's a spotlight on the two tables. I like it. I like that. That's really cool. We're going with that. Okay. We're going to have a different background, of course. I had a different background before, but like I'm going to have to put some other decoration down. I want each player to have like their own chair and cushion, which is going to take fucking forever, but hey, whatever. And then we're going to have like a decoration here as well. But this will be basically where all of the actual gameplay will take place. I'll put all of the maps and things on this side. We'll keep like all the inspirations and stuff on the sides, and like characters and stuff on the sides, but the middle center here will be like where all the maps and things go. And then again, all the players will have this area for their stuff. Have you already thought of the type of fake cards for this campaign? Kind of. The big thing I'm trying to learn as far as fake cards and other things people can donate for is that I don't want to make them be amazingly influential. I don't like the fact that some characters can get tremendously stronger than other characters just because you guys give them money. So, like, I will say things like blank cards won't exist. But I will probably still have fake cards. Blank cards won't, like we have in Fairy Tail, won't be a thing. I may keep them in as like if you want to give a blank card to the characters, you have to give blank cards to all the characters. And maybe I'll have it to where like people can put in for that. Like maybe like, okay, let's think about it like this. Maybe like there's like a certain type of inspiration, right? What if there's like chips, we'll say. What if there's like a certain type of inspiration, and in order to get to something, it like requires this. Okay, so for 5 people, 5 blank cards would be around $300, something like that. So we'll say that these would go up to $200. So we'll say these would go up to $200. We won't say $300 because that just seems really overpriced. We'll say that these specific things will be for, somebody randomly comes in, gives $10, like, hey, for the blank scroll fund, we'll say, for the scroll fund. We're like, okay, cool. And like whenever this gets up to 200 or something, or maybe 300 or whatever, then that's whenever I give every character a new technique, like every character a blank card. You know what I mean? To where they can make their own like thing. That way nobody gets them preemptively and nobody gets too many of them, and everybody feels the progression. You know what I'm talking about? Not to mention, it would also be for like, people who just want to jump in and like throw like $10 or something into the game, like that. You know what I mean? Like people who just want to throw in like a little bit of stuff for the players and don't really like, have much of a goal. It could be like, oh, I'm doing it for the blank card fund, or I'm doing it for this, So we put it like over here at the players.
Joker, look, we have more money.
Interrupt your disruption with 100 bits. Holy crap. That's an interruption right there. You interrupted it. But like even this, I didn't even make it up to that. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. But like, as soon as this gets to 200, we'll say, which would be, technically cheaper than how it was last time, then everybody feels that progression. Everybody gets a blank card, and like the entire party kind of quote unquote mini levels up. You know what I mean? Is individual inspiration still gonna be a thing? Yes. That'll still be how individual characters get fate cards and things like that. I just wanted this to be something that the entire party doesn't have to argue over, because sometimes there was things last time where people were like, oh, well, I don't get blank cards, or oh, he gets a lot of blank cards and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That way, it's like everybody feels the progression, everybody is understandable with it, and it'll be really cool. Boop. I'll either make it 200 or 240 or something. I don't know. We'll make it something. Maybe we'll have it be like 250, which would still be $50 less than what we would do the other games. Maybe we'll do something like that. That way it's not always hit. People don't always go and just do that, because you have to. The big thing is, and I hope you guys understand this, the big thing is when it comes to like balancing these kind of things, is that you don't want to make it too expensive, because then you're just money grubbing, but you don't want to make it too cheap, because if you make it too cheap, then people will constantly do it. You know what I mean? And then like at that point, it's like, oh, well, fuck. I hope you understand. Boop. And boop. It'll also give me a reason to use the chips. To be honest, because like this is really cool. It just counts them up for me. Is there a fate card that puts your soul in a ring again? No, there won't be something like that. However, there is going to be some things that are going to pertain to the spirit world. There will be fate cards for like the spirit world shenanigans and stuff like that. An RP stream that doesn't start at 1 a.m. for me? Impossible. Sorry, man. This is just me getting the tables ready for the Avatar game, because I had them already, until
Hey, new guy.
like
Did you know the Phantom Thieves?
Wednesday, whenever I'm like, hey, you guys want to see the thing? Because I was tired as anything. You guys want to see the thing? Cool. And then I went over here, and then I went, instead of loading it, I accidentally clicked options. Because if you go to load something, it says, are you sure you want to load? And if you go to override something, it says, are you sure you want to override? And I just said, yeah. And I just overwrit the room. Because I'm a fucking idiot. Thank you very much, Never Was, for the follow. Much appreciated, much appreciated. So again, here's the Avatar world that we had the new map constructed, which is really good. The game will start somewhere up here for reasons I don't want to go into too much. The party will be basically technically starting here and going into this area up here. And then after they get whatever they're getting from here, they will attempt to return here, and bad things are here. At that point, they would like to go somewhere safe, so they would either go up here to a city that's here, or over here to a city that's here. But that's going to be up to them. There's also technically something down here, but their entire first couple of games is let's find a safe place, and then let's prepare for things. And that's going to be pretty fun. In my opinion, I think it's going to be fun. Okay, so let's get some of the things that I have ready to like put back down onto things. And I can show you guys some other things that I'm going to be working on as well. We have an entire avatar section. First off, throw in all of these. There's a cushion. So the thing with it is, now that like we have like this cool like nice floor, we may not get chairs and instead get like little stools. I don't know. We'll have to see, because I have like both of those things. I'll let you guys decide basically. We got in here just a bunch of weird tokens. All right, we don't need that. We don't need that one here. This has just a bunch of tokens yet again. Here's the orb that I was getting mad at. For those of you who are wondering, here's the orb that I was getting mad at earlier.
Did you know the Phantom Thieves? Ryuji.
It is an entirely clear orb. Thank you for the... Oh, geez. Thank you for the gifted 5 subs, Burnt Berries. 1 over to the Mavel, 1 over to Frozen Flame, 1 over to Yo2, 1 over to Rider in the Wind, and 1 over to Sulcus 6. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, much appreciated. What about a DM sofa? We may put the DM sofa over here. Like, maybe we'll put something on this side.
Hey, a new guy. Did you know the Phantom Thieves? Ryuji.
Thank you guys very much for the subs. Much appreciated, much appreciated. There's a delay for you from the stream? There's probably a bit of a delay. There's definitely a little bit of a delay on things.
Phantom Thieves? Ryuji.
But here's the orb. I hate it because it's clear. You can't really see anything from it.
New guy. Did you know the Phantom Thieves? Ryuji.
I think that was the last one. Yeah, it was the last one. Cool. And it doesn't do anything except it gives off a bit of light, and that's pretty cool. But if you hold it, then it starts doing this. And it's like, that's really cool. Wow, look at this cool orb. That's really awesome. Can I make it do that when it's sitting still? No. Can I lock it down and then hold on to it to make it do that? No. Fuck you. Wait, what the heck? What kind of... Go away.
Joker, look.
I give a weird lighting effect down there. I might want to keep it down there. That actually was pretty interesting. Sweaty Dynamite just donated $10. My first contributing to the Blank Card Fund. Listen. I'll let you do it, but we're not going to make a habit of doing that before the game starts. Blank Scroll Fund. There we go. Perfect. Well, I'll let you do it, but we're not going to make a habit out of it right now. For future reference, you would rather we wait to donate to the game until that show starts, right? I would like for you guys to, just because I don't want to forget about anything before the game even starts, and it's a lot easier for me whenever there are other people present, like whenever there are 5 other people present, because they can remind me of things. I have a pretty bad memory. I've never been really good at remembering why things are there or like when things are there. I have to write down a lot of things, and during the streams I can't really do that well. So in order to make sure I'm not like cheating you guys or anything like that, I'd like to make sure that things that they're going. I take medication for my memory and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah. It's mostly just a measure so that I don't fuck up. But I will put that one there. It seems easy enough to remember. Just have to keep it in the room. Like, blank scroll fund. Cool. I also have a thing here that has scrolls in it, which I'm gonna be using as those blank scrolls. Again, this was the thing with that stuff. There's also this, and I'm like, oh, look at that. That'd be cool for any game that isn't this, because it's not Magic. So we can get rid of this now. This is the one that has all the seats and stuff in it. Oh, has the tea. I need the tea. Perfect. We need the tea, guys. The tea needs to be here. Perfect. Here's yet another cushion. I like that cushion better. Oh, no. Get rid of it. Where'd the tea go? Is it gone? That's okay. I can just get it back, but I want to check and see if it flew anywhere. Yeah, it's just gone. Oh well, we'll get it back. Where's the cabbages? I tried to find a cabbage like thing to like put in here, but I couldn't find one. Search. All right. So there's a bunch of like kind of neat like portraity things around here, and like very cool, very nice. I don't really have a lot of place to put them. So instead, I might keep this out. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for, but I might keep this out for something. That goes away. That stays. That stays. Boop. Boop. And that went in here. It's a nice little bench. It doesn't have any physics, unfortunately. It seems like. That's weird. I'm going to get rid of it. Alright. We'll keep these things out. We'll see if we can use them for something. I think not only the thing left, I think the actual like cushions were destroyed as well. Yeah, they're gone. We'll get this thing back. We'll get it back. But until then, we don't need anything else from it. Boop. Will there be a tea table? It'll probably just be on the corner of this table, or it'll be on this table. Search here. Ah, here's the tea. I found it. And the thing that nearly destroyed the tea. Cool. Don't know what that is. We'll look at that later. Found the tea, guys. Don't even worry about it. We found it. And we found our cushion. Good to know. You know what? You get on the ground. You guys get over here for a bit, because there's some things going on top of here. You guys need to be safe. Go to your safety. Alright. Probably went back in here. Can I just destroy it from here? I can't. That sucks. Delete. There we go. It's all gone. Don't have to worry about it. I'll get to this stuff later, because that's some really interesting things in there. Let's see what all we need in this big one. We got some Neato dice. Got a throne. There's a throne in here. Pirate cannon. Ah, that's what I need. So I have some chairs in here, which I was going to use to have them sit at this table before, but I might just like put like cushions on the ground now, like maybe these. Maybe put these and then I have the cushions on top of them. I don't know. We'll see. Instead of the actual chairs. But one thing that I do want to have in here. Let's move some things out of the way for it. I just put it in another freaking... Sometimes moving things around in tabletop is an art more than it's a science. There we go. Perfect. So, one thing that I found that I really wanted to put down, and I thought it would look really cool last time, was this. Is a tree. I want it to be right at the edge here. Lock it down. And then start messing with it. There we go. Something like that. Then we unlock it. I need you to stand up, please. There you go. Perfect. And this is a really cool tree. I'll tell you that. It's a super cool tree, and you'll see why in just a moment. One of the things from this game that I want to make sure people kind of get the thing from is that I also want to put something under the tree, so give me a second there. Is that I want the campaign to last several years. Like in game, I want the game in game to last longer than the game out of game. So with that, it'd be kind of neat if I had some semblance of time passing, don't you think? I thought it was super cool. Oh, it doesn't do pink very well. It doesn't do pink very well. But it does do green. That's so weird. Oh well. Either way, I thought it was super cool. Can you remove leaves? You cannot remove anything from it. It's just a color change. We're gonna get some Legend of Korra time passing. Basically, if we go back to this, I don't want to give away too much, but every time they get to a place where they can call safe, I'm using such hard air quotes so you guys can hear them. Like, my finger's even popping a bit. It's not doing it anymore. I'm doing air quotes so hard. Once they get to a place where they call safe, I want them to basically tell me if they're going to leave immediately or if they're going to spend several months there. Basically, whenever they get to a place like let's say Ba Sing Se. Let's say Ba Sing Se. They get to a place like this and they're like, we feel like we're safe here. If I don't have anything planned for them, I'll be like, okay, how long do you guys want to try to stay here? And they're like, as long as we can while we're doing this. It's like, okay. And I don't want to tell you guys what they'll be doing, but you guys can probably make it, like, hazard a couple of guesses. So they go to this area and they stay here for a bit. Let's say they stay in, like, the topper areas of Ba Sing Se. While they're there, they can train. They can maybe get some sort of small job. They can get some sort of anything like that. And as they do so, before we do that, let's make a little lake outside of Ba Sing Se, because I do like. Oh, look at that safety lake. Oh man, look at how safe that lake is. Oh, dude. Oh, look at that safety lake. Anyway, but basically, if they feel like they're safe somewhere, I'll give them a chance to tell me how long they're going to stay in that place. And depending on how long they stay, certain things will happen. And if I let them spend all that time at that quote-unquote safe place, which they'll have incentive to do that. They will have incentive to have several times like this where they're going to feel like they're safe. Several months, up to potentially a year, could pass with them being in that place before they end up, unfortunately, losing the safety of that place or needing to go somewhere else, and then they head off somewhere else. You know what I mean? And there are several places like that it could be. It could be here in Ba Sing Se. It could be over here in Omashu. It could be the Fire Nation capital. It could be down here at the Southern Air Temple. It could be at the Southern Water Tribes. It could be at the West. Never mind, not there. It could be the Northern Air Temple. It could be the Northern Water Tribe. There's so many places they could go and spend months upon months that they could actually go there and figure out, like, how they're gonna be. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a fleeting type of thing. While that's happening, we'll change the seasons, we'll change the years, we'll do that. The characters will grow up. The characters may learn some new like bending techniques, or they may gain some stats, or they may just get some, like, money, like monetary value. And the entire time they'll be doing something. There is a specific goal that has to be going on for all of this as well, and that will be slowly progressing. But yeah. Ba Sing Se is safe. There's no war in Ba Sing Se at all. No, there's actually is no war. Dude, I'll tell you this right now. Ba Sing Se is fucking really safe from whatever conflict's going on. I mean, maybe, like, the territory of Ba Sing Se, like, around here probably isn't very safe. But, like, Ba Sing Se itself, like, they're pretty safe from what's going on. Ooh, if they go up through here, though. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. But as far as any wars are concerned, I'm not going to say anything about other things, but as far as wars are concerned, Ba Sing Se is safe. Let's get rid of the vector lines. Alright. So with this being said, whoop, I accidentally switched things around. Can you guys still see? You guys can still see. Good. Alright. tabletop is weird. We'll get this, and we'll get the cushion. We'll basically make like little seats for everybody. Like something like that around the table. The almost stick figure. Yep, he's dead. Ah. Alrighty. Do something like that. That didn't work. Maybe we link them together? How do you link them? I know there's a button for it, but let's not worry about it. Damn it! Get back down here. There we go. And boop. Hey now. Stop being a butt. Get in there. Okay. So, not really where everything will actually be placed, but kind of like that. Move this one over slightly. Move this one over slightly. And then maybe like we can be like, oh well, where's Pink's seat? Where's Pink sitting? It's like, oh, okay, she'll be here. Bam. Pink cushion. And just have them color it however they want to. Maybe they'll color it by like their bending, maybe. So like instead of that, like Pink's like an airbender, so like maybe they'll go for like a this. Of course that would suck because let's say Phantom's sitting next to them and they're like, "Oh, well I'm a waterbender, so." And what we do for fire, we go red or we go orange? Maybe go like a reddish orange, like a flamey orange, like that. And maybe like a that. Perfect. Anyway. Oh, the non-bender bee? Just give him the black one. I'll let them decide what they want to turn their little cushions into. Now, I may be speeding through this, but just so you know, I had a bunch of other stuff thrown into this room before it, like, exploded as well. But this is basically kind of what it looked like, without the chair on the table. Get rid of that. Whenever I got rid of it. But there's not a lot of stuff actually brought into it from, like, where I had, so there is that. Hey, what's going on, Crimson Dragon? How you doing, man? Let's get these tea sets up. There needs to be more cups than this, guys. Perfect. Perfect. Now the only thing I need to fix currently is if you go to Alt, some things will come up. Is it Alt or is it Control? Is it neither of them? Uh-oh. Okay, so it is Alt. If you go to Alt, I want certain things to be able to be seen and certain things not to be seen. So if we go to Custom for this, we can't actually do it. Uh-oh. So we can't, like, hover over... Really? Yeah, that sucks. We can't actually hover over the map here and alt it. Alting it meaning, like, bringing up, like, the thing like that, because it's a board. That sucks. I mean, I guess we can just zoom in on it, but still, ugh. I just want to make sure that something like that doesn't happen. So, like, let's custom on this. We'll turn it into a board, so that now we can go over it without it actually, like, doing the thing with the alt. Because you don't want anything in the map or anything in the room to, like, be able to do that with. That is just, like, supposed to be like a stationary thing. So custom board. We'll have to do it for each of the cups. There we go. Perfect. Maybe make an map and objects instead of the board. I could definitely do that, but the problem is boards are a lot easier to draw on. You can, let's say, go over to the vector paint thing here for drawing. You can see how kind of, like, small this like little vector area is. No matter how big I make the map, it will always be this small. However, this is at the smallest setting, of course. If I were to make it an object, like a tile, then it would probably go up to, like, being this big. Because of how much you have to increase the map size. It only doesn't do that on boards. So if I want it to be that small, I have to be on board, which is fine. I'm fine with it. I just can't hover over it and like hold alt on it, which this is fine. It just I'm gonna forget I can't do that sometimes. You go get that leftover hamburger helper. Alright, so lock this in. This isn't going to be actually probably in the final table, but I do want to see something. Let's move this to 0. Let's make it 5 times for things. Perfect. Now we know that it's in the true center position. What we want to do from then on is move it over onto the actual map. Volume scale. Oop. Boom. Perfect. And then this will be around the area that I'll basically give myself for maps, while having the areas on the sides be for like random ass shit. So like the area that this black part is at is where most of the maps are going to be at. If I customize it as well. But rewind. I'm trying to get the shine off of it. I don't think there's a way to get the shine off of it. Maybe wood? Maybe glass? It just doesn't want to do anything. Let's just bring it back to metal. Lock it in place. That was not locking it in place. I guess I already had it locked in place. And maybe make it go down a little bit. All right, for the time being, I'll keep that on there. It kind of looks like a big Switch. It kind of looks like a big Nintendo Switch. That's fine. It's like there's some buttons over here, and yeah, just whatever. And now, the final thing we must do. Whoop. 0, 0, 180. Perfect. It needs to be in the exact center position, of course. Let's go for a 5. Oh, okay, so that's what that one does. We'll go for a 10. Perfect. We'll go for a 5. Perfect. It's not nearly as big as 10, though. Go for a 10. And a 20. Perfect. Now that's working. That's working. Go for a 10. Perfect. We must make my couch. Magnificent. But I need cushions, though. I need cushions, guys. For my delicate butt. There we go. There we are. Perfect. Lock them all down, and then we can move them into place. Perfect. Now 3 people can sit on this side, or just one person with a very delicate butt. FBI Blue for your Waterdeep monk. How old is she? I believe I put her as 22. I can't remember. I think she's in her low 20s. She is legal. She hasn't always been legal, of course, but she is legal. Why did you have to specify that? Don't worry about it. Oh, that's a pretty tree. Nice. Nice. It's pretty good looking so far, I think. Blue, what do you think you personally would be as a bender? I would be the Avatar. No. If I was in the Avatar world, I'm pretty sure that I would like to be a earthbender, but I would probably be a firebender. I would like to be an earthbender just because there's, in my opinion, there's so much more you can do with earthbending, and I'm pretty sure earthbending is the actual best bending style in my opinion. But I would probably be a firebender. I have a pretty explosive personality, pretty angry, pretty sometimes like that. Like it doesn't like always come out, but I do have a lot of emotions, and I very uncontrollable emotions. So I really do feel like that would be much better fit for a firebender. Because, you know, as you've seen from the show, once you learn to control your emotions, it becomes very much like it becomes very good. But like until you do, it's still fueled by your emotion. It's still fueled by your anger and by your other things like that. So it feels like that'd be a good fit for me. Han, I wouldn't have to get angry at you if you'd stop looting your daughter. What I could do, as far as the 4 elements like are represented here, I could instead make this one, like the airbending, quote unquote, into like more of like a yellowish, or even like a greenish, like a tealish. And have the earthbending, which is going to be, you know, closer to like maybe like that, maybe be like an orangish or like a brownish. Maybe that's better. I don't know. We'll have to see. Wish there was a way we could get like a good shot of everything. And there's a decent shot. I'm gonna screenshot this and send it out to my players. Save as. Pop. Alright, give me 1 second to send this out to them, guys. Boop. So most of the other things that I have to do with this is that I have to basically put all of the maps and stuff that I've already gotten in, and I gotta put like a bunch of other stuff in. Let's make these back here a little bit different color. Have them be like white, I guess. There we go. I had to put in the maps and stuff that I made. I had to put the NPCs and player characters in that I've made, and a bunch of stuff like that. I basically have the room set up. What do you guys think of like this room look? How do you guys like it? Like, there's a part of me that wants to move this table even closer over here. It wouldn't look aesthetically as good, but it would give me more room on this side of the map. I think like having like a way to like walk through the middle of this like is much more aesthetically pleasing. But like the middle of the room is so much like good like area for like dropping things. We'll keep it like it is for now. If I need to do anything like that, we will move everything over a little bit, but we'll keep it like this for now. And as for this is concerned, let's make this a little bit bigger. Is there a way you can change the... Nope, you can't change the look of the token. I thought it'd be really cool if I could change it to like a White Lotus tile. But it doesn't look like you can change the color of it. I may change it out for something later anyway. But I'd like to make it as big as I can to like kind of symbolize how much has been thrown in so far. You can maybe custom put one in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Components. No. You can probably put a tile in. Make it a circle. Make it stackable. You can make it kind of work like a chip, I guess. But it won't like stack up like these will. Like it'll stack, but it won't like count them up like this will. Because like if you do this, watch this. Copy. Boop. It like says like the amount at the end of it. Whereas this thing isn't doing that. But that's weird because like over here, wasn't this? Yeah, you can make this a chip. Oh, it's an asset bundle. Oh, maybe I could do that. Let's see. I don't think I can do it. I don't have the skills currently, but I might look into it later. May look into it later. Who knows? What's up, Deco? Still kind of sleepy, but I saw your message. I'm gonna sleep some more. No problem. I just sent you the look of the thing. It looks you want to see the giant switch? Here's the giant switch table. Do you love the giant switch table? You're probably gone already, but there's the giant switch table. Doop doop doo. Hey, you're not gone. Look at the giant switch table. We'll probably have a different background when everything's said and done. Probably something that'll go better with like this stuff, or maybe I'll like change out backgrounds depending on where they are. Like if it's like if they're in the Earth Kingdom, maybe put something like this around. If they're in the water, like the Northern Water Tribes, the Southern Water Tribes, put some snow or something in the background. Maybe I'll do something like that. Who's to say? Who is to actual say? Is there any questions about the Avatar game? Do you guys have anything you guys want to ask about it? I can't answer everything, obviously, but I can answer a couple of things. Any animal companions? Nothing planned. Unless I give Squeaky her pet. But honestly, I feel like instead of giving Squeaky her pet, I want to have Squeaky find a pet more than anything. Which is one reason why I told her no to like most of the things she asked about. Can they go to the swamp? Yeah. The swamp is right here on the map. There's where the swamp is. If they want to go there, they can definitely go there. Is there going to be an actual avatar in game somewhere? Yes. Most of the main premise of the game is these 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have all interacted with the avatar in some way. 10 years previous, 10 years plus previous. And they and like the avatar at some point around 10 years ago was killed. He was killed by people who were after the avatar. At this point, some people who are kind of, I mean, if you want to call them White Lotus, you can, but some people have asked for help. They've asked for help finding the new avatar because the new avatar was has not been found, has not been reported, and they've got recently a lead that says that these people who killed the last Avatar are looking for the new Avatar. They're wanting to kill them, and the new Avatar should be around 10 years old. So they're like, we have to defend the Avatar. We have to help the Avatar, and none of the nations have said which the Avatar is coming from. The Avatar should have went to the Fire Nation next, but no one in the Fire Nation has said we have the Avatar. So these people who are the quote-unquote White Lotus have asked for benders of note and other people of note to help them find the Avatar. So our group of people will have made their way here either by themselves or by them finding them, and they would be like, okay, we have word that the area here, so like this area, is having some weird things happen, and they're like, this might be where the Avatar is, basically. It turns out that that's not going to be the case, but that's not the reason this area is going crazy. But the people are going to be like, okay, and they're going to look around for things, and something will happen, and there we go. That's as much as I could really tell you. It's not the Avatar is missing, it's the Avatar was never found. You would expect that before, too long, someone would like basically say like, oh, our son or daughter or something is starting to weirdly enough take up bending very well, or can kind of move things that aren't there, or maybe they've chosen these things. They're like, usually the nations would be on watch when the Avatar has died, because the next nation, which in this case would be the Fire Nation, would be like, the Avatar's here somewhere. we know they're here now. They're coming to us. But no one in the Fire Nation has said anything about the Avatar having shown up. So within these last 10 years, no one in the Fire Nation has either noticed the Avatar being born or being put there, or is telling anyone. So they heard that there's some weird stuff going on over here. They heard that it might have something to do with the people who killed the Avatar the last time. So they sent people out here to look for things, people of note. Though, because one thing that I want everybody to understand, the party is not going to be just some novice benders like Katara. The party here are going to be of note themselves. They'll all be pretty okay benders in their own right, or okay fighters in their own right. So that's why basically they will be kind of almost like a kind of a task force to find the Avatar. So yes, the Avatar will show up in some way, shape, or form in this game. Let me go back and see if I find any other questions. Who do you think will be the first to make you break out of DM mode? Probably Anthony. Anthony's pretty good at that. No, they're not going to be like Iroh or Boomy level benders. They're going to be kind of early Zuko level. They're going to be definitely benders of note, but they're going to still have things to learn, things to grow. Blue, what's your favorite fauna from the Avatar universe? Bear. I like bear. What level are they starting at? Not really a level. In our case, level 1, kind of. But they are going to be... They're the kind of benders who potentially could take over a town. Like, these are the kind of benders who could potentially go into a town and be like, this is my town now. If there's not any, like, humongously, like, strong opposition. Will there be a cabbage guild? There'll be something, cabbage. Has to be. Will the firebender have alt color? Nope, he will just have the regular fire. How many fate cards do you think it'll take to break me? The fate cards don't really break me as much as they break the narrative. I enjoy fate cards, but whenever they happen really late in an episode or really early in an episode, that's whenever they're like, oh fuck, this could be all day, or this could be all next game, or this could change everything. They don't really break me as much as they change things that I'm gonna have to like either spend time to fix or spend time to explain. Technology is pre-core. It is, the technology of the world is around Avatar: The Last Airbender levels. Not Aang's, not like whenever Aang was born, but the 100 years after where Aang came out of the ice. That's around where technology is. Potentially there could be some things you see in the later parts of that. However, because they're not really, there wasn't really a 100-year war, they're not really at war, there won't be as much airships and things of that nature. They may have them. There may be reasons for those things to be there. Just very different reasons against very different foes. Takes a while to travel if you don't have a flying bison? Yes. Are there going to be prominent non-benders? This character right here is not a bender. Other than that, there'll be quite a few NPCs that potentially would not be benders. But one of the main 5 are not a bender. Would it make sense to put an avatar search party get around fast, although I can't remember how common bison are. They're not uncommon. I will say that. If the air nomads exist, then the bison also exist. However, I will say there are only 3 airbending temples in the world. There's only the southern, northern, and I think eastern, or is that western? I can't remember. There's only 3 airbending things in the world. The 4th one does not exist anymore. No one asked for energy bending, stuff like that. The world bending. I have added. Okay. So, I will say this. There are other styles of bending in the world. Some of them are things that have been fan-made. Some of them are things that I have made. I tried to find bending that would increase certain people's things as they go along, and I tried to make sure that there was different bending styles that each set of bender could go into. So every bender, earth, water, air, fire, have the exact equal number of things they can go into after like going into things. However, they are still rare. They either need to be taught or they need to have natural talent in them. There is no lewd bending. For example, if you guys want an example of one that will be probably pretty early noted, however will not be seen, there is something that I called sunbending. So I'll keep that at that. It's kind of like a light based bending. I'm not gonna go fully into it, but one of the characters, which is this one right here, the Fire Nation boy, actually had a very tragic thing in their backstory happen because of sunbending. Where's the lewd bending? I'm not gonna give away any of the other ones. But you know, there are a couple of them that people won't entirely gel with. I know that. Like, I have made certain bending styles very unique. I've had made certain bending styles not take up slots. Water bending is still very versatile because it can do a bunch of fucking shit without actually being like, you can't learn anything more than this. But it's definitely there. And like, again, all of the canonical bending styles will be there. So there is gonna still be metal bending, although again, there may only be like a couple people who ever even know about it. There will be lava bending, which again, also extremely rare. There will be lightning bending, things of that nature. Like those, everything that's actually been shown in Avatar, even if it was shown in Korra, will be shown here. Because this world was completely different. It had completely different things. One thing that nobody's asked, that I was really hoping somebody would ask, the origin of the Avatar and the origin of bending is completely different in my world. So, yeah. That's one thing. We learned about a lot of the origins of bending in Korra, and some things that they brought up there I really liked, and some things they brought up there I really didn't like. So the origins of bending and the origins of the Avatar are slightly different in my world. Still same rules for Avatar State? Yes. I tried to make sure that a lot of rules stayed the same. I tried to make sure to keep as much of the actual Avatar stuff the same as I could. So, killed in the Avatar State, the Avatar cycle ends. You are... it takes in order to like have full mastery of the Avatar State, you have to give up something like incredibly important, things of that nature. Things of that, like a bunch of there's so many different things. I've even added a couple of things to the Avatar State whenever like I took into account again more Korra stuff, where she kind of had like an almost cheat Avatar State that she could go into, where she just get like some minor power boosts. That kind of thing will exist as well. Things of that nature. Like I got really into both Korra and Last Airbender, so I'm not gonna say this to you guys that I hate Korra. In fact, Korra did a lot of things that I really enjoyed and I really loved, and a lot of the interesting things with the lore I either hated or loved. But I feel like keeping the core thing of it is what I really want to do. So, while the origins of bending and the origins of the Avatar State will be different, it will be kind of the same as well. Maybe a little bit less biblical. Maybe a little bit less cut and dry. A little bit less good versus evil. We'll see. Never knew how common gliders were. Gliders are pretty common among airbenders. I assume they take a while to master. So even our airbender, which would be here, she would not know how to use a glider immediately. if they were to somehow like find a airbending temple and stayed there for a little bit, let's say like a year, I would give her a glider, and I would say you know how to glide now, basically. Out of curiosity, what stuff in the Avatar canon did you get rid of? The entire 100-Year War is gone. That never happened. All named characters are gone. Every single one of them. I don't want to keep a single named character except for maybe the Cabbage Merchant. All cities that are references to main characters or to names, I will probably rename. With the exception of maybe the Kyoshi Island. I might keep that Kyoshi Island, and I may keep Roku's temple. I don't know. We'll have to see. But those are gone. There is no Boiling Rock. Boiling Rock is like somewhere here. That doesn't exist anymore. And you guys will find out why later. They might have made a new Boiling Rock, but the original Boiling Rock is gone. Again, no war with the Fire Nation fighting every single nation ever. Other than that, I think basically everything that I can say. The world is a lot more, kind of like Korra, the world is a lot more spiritual. I will say that. There are rumors of large spirits or monsters in the world that are more than just like the serpent here in Serpent's Pass. Like, there are a lot more than just that. There are rumors of a giant monster here, like around the Southern Water Tribe. There are rumors of a giant monster in the Siwang Desert. There are rumors of like a flying creature that goes around the entire like world. Like there are things. I'll also say the dragons aren't nearly as extinct as they are in Avatar. Where in Avatar there's like 2 dragons remaining. There's probably a handful more dragons in the world. Things like that. And again, the world is a lot more spiritual. For example, again, the area here, the big reason they're checking this area out is because a lot of spiritual shit's going on there. I really did like Korra with like its emphasis on spirituality. So like the spirit gates on like the different poles of like the world are still there and things like that. And again, I guess the biggest difference is that people know that the Avatar is not infallible in this world. Because again, I wanted to make sure that there wasn't like a clear-cut good and evil. The Avatar is about keeping balance in the world. People know that the Avatar is not infallible, but they're not like, it's not like the Red Lotus, like, oh, the Avatar can be corrupt, blah, 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 blah. It's more that they do know that the Avatar can make bad decisions. Like, nobody's gonna be like, the Avatar, we're saved! Oh, how you pure Lord! And like the spiritual people be like, oh, you are a mix of the purest spirit. Of course we'll listen to you, Avatar. Things like that. The previous Avatar, I will say, which is the one that like, again, was the one that kind of like interacted with the 5 main characters. The previous Avatar, very much is probably the reason the Boiling Rock doesn't exist. And is also the reason why there's an oasis here in the desert. So, yeah. That's all I'm going to say. Cactus Juice, 100%. I've been asked by my players if Cactus Juice still exists. It does. All these things I don't mind telling you guys because the actual game probably won't be like the main thing here, like about the old Avatar at the very least. So, did he try to smash the rock into a bigger rock? Who's to say, man? Maybe he did. Heading out, you think? All right, later, Devil. Have a good day, my dude. Did he try to close the Great Divide? The Great Divide, which is this area here, I believe, something like here is the Great Divide. It's still there. Custom fauna? Lots. Oh my god. I was actually talking with I was talking with some people. And we were just playing around, and some of the things we had talked about was like some of the fauna that we could put in there. And I think Izzy was the coolest person to talk to about this, because he was just saying some of the craziest shit, and it was terrifying. And I'm like, yes. This game is around finding the new avatar, because you said the previous one had interactions with players. That was just kind of get to... Okay. The first little bit will be about finding the new avatar. I will say that. I'm not going to say anything else. Spider snakes? Oh, dude. Spider snakes? You are completely wrong, my dude. Spider snakes? You guys think that I would stop at spider snakes? No. What about spider squids? I will say, I based a creature in the desert. Anthony, help me out. I based a creature here in the desert off of the spiders that actually do live in the desert, that like basically put their webbings over holes and just grab things from underneath. I based a creature kind of off of that. Antlions? Yeah, sure. Probably. Although, it's antlions, but more like the ones that also are really... Have you guys ever seen the gif of the spider that was rolling in the desert? Have you guys ever seen the gif of the spider that was rolling down a desert dune, going faster than I think I could ever run away from it? And they're like the size of your fist. If not bigger. Armadillo spider. There you go, dragon. But yeah, there's gonna be tons of things like that. Honestly, there may even be things that we make up on the spot. Like, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like if someone says, "Oh God, it's a scorpion eagle," I'll be like, "Oh yeah, scorpion eagles. They're a real problem around these parts." Oh yes, you've seen the scorpion eagles. Oh, they're real problems around these parts. But they try to migrate around the area, and they always stop here to try to take some small prey with them. We've lost several chickens to them. We've lost several chicken dogs to them. Oh, it's horrible. We lost so many chicken dogs and cabbages. Just fish? What are you talking? What are you, crazy? Next you're gonna want to go see that bear that's over in there. What's wrong with you? You're freaking weird, weirdo. But yeah, I really wanted this map so that people, basically the players could tell me. It's like, oh, I give them the map thing. It's like, okay, you guys are like here, and then they can draw on the map. Like, oh, well, we want to go this way, and I'll be like, oh, okay, you want to try to go this way? All right, we'll see what we can do. Or they'll be like, we want to go this way, or we want to go this way. Like, I want them to be able to draw on the map and tell me where they're going. I think that's like the biggest. I think that's like the biggest thing that like is going to be different from this game, is that unlike most of my other games, I'm going to keep things very open-ended. It is literally going to be up to these guys to tell me what's going to be happening. I will prepare things for almost the entire region they're in. If things don't go through, like let's say they don't even go to this half of the region, then I'll probably reuse the things that I have from this region in different areas. And just make new stuff as we go along. I basically want to make sure that they feel like, and especially like that you guys understand, they can go wherever they want to go. I may reuse some things every now and then, but they can go wherever they want to go in this world. I want there to be complete freedom of where they go. If we're allowed to ask, what was the previous Avatar like? Very brash, very decisive. He was very much fueled by a sense of duty, but not a sense of righteousness, just a sense of duty. The previous Avatar was basically someone who would learn of something, and then instead of thinking it through, he would literally like be like, okay, I'll go deal with that. Like, instead of thinking like about the consequences, he's a very brash, very blunt person. And of course, he was from the Earth Kingdom, so think Kyoshi, because Kyoshi was all like, yeah, fuck you, we're going over here. Very much a Avatar that felt like they had their own way to go about things, and if there was an injustice or if there was something they felt they needed to take care of, they took care of it immediately. And again, whether it be bad or good, that'd be the biggest thing I want people to understand. This Avatar, for example, this is around where Boiling Rock would have been. This Avatar would have basically had somebody they knew at Boiling Rock. Did that person go there because they were framed? Did that person go there because they did something bad? That did not occur to the Avatar. The Avatar's like, my friend is there. The Avatar's like, my friend is there. They won't let him go. I'm destroying the Boiling Rock. They had a sense of duty. Duty to themselves, duty to the spiritual world, duty to their friends. And if they learned of something that was like really tyrannical or really bad, they would have a duty to stop that as well. But they never thought about the consequences, which is why they probably died. Do you already know which fate cards will be in the game? I know a few of them. I haven't made all of them, but I do know a few of them. I'm gonna make around 15, like I did for all the other games. But I do know a few of them, not all of them. Skull. I'm either having Flames or Skull. I'm not having both. I'll have to decide, because Flames is interesting. Skull is interesting. I think Skull is more immediately useful. Especially because we couldn't get far enough in Fairy Tail for the Flames to really come into play. But it did give them items, which I thought was a lot better than Skull, which Skull doesn't give them items. Skull gives them stats. But we'll have to see. I'm probably going to rename all of them, by the way, too. Just like I did for the NetNavi game. How about can love bloom on the battlefield? Oh, the things from the Taroka deck? The things from this? I am perfectly fine using some of these cards for it. I've been taking ideas from them for a lot of things. Hold on, see if I can flip these at you guys. I bought the deck. Anywho. Mabel, what is the skull? Are those fate cards? The skull, in Pokemon, is a fate card to where basically something around you, something, either villainous or antagonistic around you, let's say this is it, sees you as an enemy and wants to absolutely freaking murder you. It makes sense in Pokemon because I can just make almost any Pokemon that, and there are bad guys like that in Pokemon. For Avatar, it may be a little hard to do. However, there are like large creatures and things, like I had said. There are like, you know, things like the serpent at the Serpent's Pass and stuff like that, and like the creature that's here, the creature that's here, the creature that's here, stuff like that. There are things and spirits all over that can fill that role, so it could work. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to use it or not, though. Fate card that teach a new bending style somehow. I don't think I would do that. That seems far too powerful. And again, I'd like for the cards to not give one person too much power over all the other people. You know what I mean? That's the one reason why I'm getting rid of the blank cards. I would like for one person to not feel like they are like the main character. You know what I mean? I don't want to make the fate cards. I want them to change stuff very, very big, and I would like the people to get some sort of benefit from them, but getting a brand new bending style, that's too much. Also, I made a leaf. Get it? I'm kidding. Is there any darkness in this world? Oh, darkness. Well, actually, there is this dice. Look how dark it is. But now it's a cat. But now it's a cat, so it's fine. Map for Spirit World Adventures? We may get a map for Spirit World Adventures. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see about that, because the Spirit World especially should be something that I honestly think should not be mapped. Who in Fairy Tail RP would you say was the most OP due to fate and blank cards? I would say definitely it would go to Nightshade, which would be Quince. He got a ton of blank cards and a absolute ton of fate cards as well. But the blank cards were the biggest problem because, again, he was the kind of character who was a dragon slayer. People wanted him to make some crazy things. He always did make crazy things. And again, it gets a little frustrating for the other players that they don't have those type of things as well. I'm turning the entire map into a cat now. Now the map is a cat. So yeah. Will there be the moon card? Potentially. Or something similar. I can't tell you guys what the fate cards are. But I probably won't make a map for the Spirit World unless like somebody like Phantom wants to make something for me. Because mainly the Spirit World is supposed to be sporadic and ever-changing. But we'll see. We may have maps for specific areas of the Spirit World we go to. Will there be more connections like the fish and the moon? There is still the two koi that are here, I would say. I would definitely say there are the two koi that are here in this area. So they are there. It's odd because I don't want to 100% say that they are going to be the same and like the moon cannot exist without them because they're supposed to be like so crazy, like weak almost. But I could also say that, you know, unless the spirit gates were opened, the spirituality of the two koi fish are the things that keep the moon in check. So basically, from what we know of Korra, there are spirit gates that can be opened on either pole, and as long as these things are closed, maybe at that point these two powerful spirits are what keep the moon, in check and like give things their powers. But when the spirits gates are opened, then maybe it doesn't matter anymore. Who knows? We'll have to see. There's a bunch of things like that like it gets me thinking whenever I think Avatar. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, if we were to say that that's not the case, and that these things are just here coincidentally, separate from each other, then the Northern Water Tribe is the most important region in the entire world. Guest appearance by Kung Fu Panda? Probably not. Probably not. Unless Jack Black were to actually show up at my house and be like, "Hey, can I be in your game?" At which point we'll have 6 characters from then on. Will there be silly encounters? Of course there'll be silly encounters. I don't want it to be too dark of a game. But it is going to be a slightly, I think, more serious game. Mostly from the fact of, unlike the first Avatar, I guess it'd be kind of like the first season of Avatar, where like they are constantly being chased. That's kind of how this group is going to be. They are going to feel like they're constantly being chased across the map. And trying to find like areas that they can have like a good like little bit of rest at before having to leave that area and get chased around again and again and again. Like it's gonna be kind of like a bit of a cat and mouse thing. They're gonna feel like they're gonna have like a lot less time to do things. They're gonna feel like they're gonna need to move, and anytime they find somewhere safe, they know that they have to stay there for a little while. Because if they don't, then they're not gonna make any progress toward their goal. At which point, several things could happen. Like they could be going toward one area just to have something happen, and they have to run off toward a different thing only to meet something else, and then that something else takes them in a completely different direction than they think they're supposed to go. All kinds of stuff like that. Want to be things like or area where bending can't work. I am making it to where no matter what in the spirit world, you cannot bend. Korra made it seem like if you had your body in the spirit world, then you could still bend. I'm making it to where if you are in the spirit world, you cannot bend at all. There will be certain areas that may be affected by spirits or something of that which, where bending is lessened or bending can't be used. But those will be few and far between. How old are the characters in this? Because you don't want to make your avatar, they meet a baby. Basically, the avatar that from what they understand is going to be around 10. And most of the characters are going to be around in their 20s or so. One of the characters is going to be like 30s, 40s. He's going to be the oldest. And that's basically how things go. There may be some high teens. There may be some low 20s. Who's to say? But it's going to be somewhere in there. There will be somebody basically almost either in his 30s or 40s though. Why are you putting everything in 0? Because it's easy to do. It's easy to just drag like circles. Oh, everything. Oh, you're talking about. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I gotcha, Dodge. They may get brought into conflicts that have nothing to do with them. They may find out that some of their allies are actually their enemies. One of the big thing that one of the scariest parts of this is that very early on they're going to see that there's like something going on here that shows like damage by the result of one style of bending, and then they're going to go somewhere completely different and they're going to go show damage from a different style of bending. They're literally going to understand very early on in the game that whatever is chasing them, whatever is attacking them, has no allegiance to any of the major cities. Basically, whatever is going at them has benders from all 4 nations. So the best part about this is going to be like whenever they decide to go to, let's say, a nation, they're not going to know if the person they're talking to is friend or foe. Like, they really have to trust somebody to let them know like what they are, who they are, and what their mission is, kind of thing. Just trust non-benders? Oh yeah, definitely. 100%. I mean, what can non-benders do? So like talking to cops and Pokemon? Basically, yeah. Non-bending racism for the win, I guess. What can non-benders do? Stab you? Exactly. They can stab you. Wouldn't trust non-benders if they did the stuff that Ty Lee did? Exactly. What about chi blocking? Technically, yes. So the 2 nations that have shown themselves to have like ninja-like ability, like ninja kind of people, are the Fire Nation and the Earth Kingdom. They have shown themselves to have like different variations of that. And I will say that at least for the Fire Nation non-benders, chi blocking does exist. Definitely does exist. And I will say that the Earth Kingdom, quote unquote ninja like people, they would have something completely different, but they could potentially do the same things. Potentially. Do benders outnumber non-benders in your world, or is it the other way around? Currently, I have it kind of set to be kind of a mix, kind of a 50-50-ish. I may change that by the time the game starts. But since my world is a lot more spiritual than I believe that than I believe the original like Last Airbender would have been, I believe that would mean that either, and again, these are the 2 arguments. Either, since the world is more spiritual, there should be more benders, right? Because obviously the world's more spiritual, more able to do that. Or the world's more spiritual, so obviously all the spirituality is like kind of fucking put into one place, and there aren't as many benders. Those are the 2 arguments. I don't know yet. Bye, Dodge. Have a good time, my dude. Will there be bloodbenders? Again, every style of bending will still be there. Every style of bending will still be there in some way, shape, or form. Whether or not the party finds them is different, but every style of bending will be hopefully represented. Don't know how it'll be done, but a bending style that mimics psionic abilities will be cool. You mean explosion bending? You mean like Sparky Sparky Boom Man? I love explosion benders. Or combustion benders. We have airbenders capable of bending the air out of people's body. Yeah, it doesn't seem like something somebody couldn't do. It just seems like there's a moral thing there. I don't think I'm gonna have like their victims just stand there gasping though, like the Earth Queen did. Seems a lot more, useful to run away or like go find more air. It always kind of got me a little bit weirded out that she didn't move whenever that happened. Because it's like, come on, man, he has a bubble over your head. Move over, breathe some more air, and get out. Like, stop being a fucking dumb. He's not fucking bending your body. He's not. Just go. Would the strongest explosion bender be called Megamine? How will the bender's powers be limited? Like, is there a mana point equivalent of the game? I will say if given time, the benders could do very big things. But as far as like actually the action economy is concerned, they are very limited in what they can do within a 6-second interval. They'll each have that can be something I show you guys actually. They'll each have action points like in all my games, and they'll have to like go based off of that. But basically, if they have time, if it's not like in battle, they can do a bunch of different stuff. They can do like basically whatever they want. If we look here, I actually found these things recently, and I can change them, which is really cool. But I have like a health and shield thing. I'll probably change these out to be something completely different, because like I can go do this and be like AP if I want to, and just kind of like make them the things that I want from them. You can click them to like increase their stuff, and click them to decrease stuff, which is interesting. But basically, the party is going to have 3 action points per round, just like in Fairy Tail, just like in other things like that. They'll have cards that will tell them what they can do with those action points and how many action points it may cost to do things. And that's going to be their limitations, basically. If it's not in battle, they don't have to worry about this like basically at all, unless they just did something big and then a battle starts right after that. But they are going to basically have limitations based off the cards that I give them. Also, I want to show this. I thought this was really cool. I can change them to look like however I fucking want. So I can actually just make my own tokens for it, which is really cool. So I will definitely make my own tokens for them whenever I need to. Boop, 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 boop. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these, but I thought they were really neat, so I may use them. And of course, they'd have to be made for these things in mind so that it makes sure that like the numbers popped on them. So they'd probably be made out of darker colors and not as many colors that's going on. But we'll see. Turn one into a prog. We'll do that later. What are the stats going to be? They're going to be similar to how I usually do stats. I can show you guys a kind of work in progress of the thing. I was going to work on the stat sheet today, but I had to end up working on the room again because fucking I lost it. But... Alright, I don't know what it's called. Let me go look. GFNG, okay. So, they're going to be kind of like Alan's sheets from the NetNavi game. So, here's that sheet, and we'll get into that in a second, but here's Alan's sheet. I have Zuko here as kind of like a placeholder, but they're basically going to be similar to Alan's sheet. I'm going to use the exact same point measurements that I did for Alan, and they're going to have like little boxes to determine the different stats that they're going to have, based on, again, like the other games that I have. They won't have like knowledge, charm, and hacking and shit like that, but they will have their own like bending and stuff like that, like different things, control maybe, stuff of that nature. And they will have like their own things based on like if they're a Fire Nation soldier, like different things like that. So basically stuff like this, and they will all be put over on their sheets, like where they're going to be sitting. They'll probably be a little bit bigger than this, obviously, but probably not by much because you can zoom in on them pretty well. But yeah. Oh yes, Zuko with 5 in programming. You got it. But basically, it'll end up looking like Alan's sheet. Like, there'll be boxes that show, like, their stats. And I'm going to be going based off of how I do NetNavi for, like, their actual abilities. They'll have new different cards for each of their abilities. Kind of like how NetNavi does it and kind of like how Fairy Tail does it. Hey, Zuko here. 1 charm. Actually, I want to see how big we usually have them. Okay, so we usually have them around this size. We'll probably go down from that size. Youngster Jonathan. Put that right here. We'll probably say, just to give them more of an agency, but still be able to keep them on here, we'll probably say they're going to be like around this size. So they can have other stuff on their table as well. So yeah. Maybe we'll make it even smaller, who knows. Will there be honor points? I need to get my honor Honor. Honor. I will say the Fire Nation person is going to have a one of the top knots like Zuko used to have, and like a lot of Fire Nation people have. And if he gets rid of that, then I don't know, man. His honor goes down to 0 because he just got rid of his nation. Know what I mean? Zuko probably have just as much stress as Alan. But this will also be a good way to do this because, like, we also get temporary AP. So, like, if they end up getting any temporary AP, we can just be like, oh, you have 4 now, or 5 now, or 6 now, or 7 now. Or maybe I'll just have, like, a temp AP up here or something. I don't know. We'll see. The health will be basically... like we usually do in Pokemon, I usually have the health, 1 health kind of equal 10 HP, kind of. I fib them a little bit sometimes because I don't want them to take, like, instantly die from, like, a Hyper Beam. So we'll probably end up having it to where, like, each token would be around 10 health here. So they'll probably start off with, like, somewhere in the nation of, like, 60 health or something like that. We'll see. We'll definitely see. It depends on like what their stats end up being and stuff like that. Can you buy action points like in NetNavi? Probably. I'll probably allow that. But we shall definitely see. I may just go back to using tokens. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I found these and I thought they were neat. Any more questions, guys? It's been about 2 hours. I'm probably gonna leave and put some more stuff in here privately so that I don't spoil anything. Need to watch NetNavi and the Waterdeep thing. Waterdeep happened yesterday. It was so fun. Loved it. I was a little bit distracted throughout the day because some things were happening with me, and I wasn't in the absolute best state of mind. But the game definitely got me to not think about that, and I was very, very thankful to them. Can you buy party money? Maybe. That is a potential. Hope everything is okay. Yet to be seen. Yet to be seen, Cyan. We'll see. Either way, I won't be hopefully too affected by whatever happens. Luckily, I had talked to some people, and it doesn't seem like things will be too big. But we'll see. We'll have to check things out. It has nothing to do with stuff. That stuff's going to come on here, though, so don't worry about that. I may put this on YouTube. I may not. It really depends on how I'm feeling today. But I should probably upload the NetNavi episodes today onto... No, I could do that tomorrow. Is anybody doing anything right now? I don't think so. I think I'm still pretty early for a lot of things. But we shall definitely see. I may stream a little bit later. I don't know, but hopefully that'll be when my PlayStation stops being an asshole, because that's all it's doing right now is being a freaking butt. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you enjoyed our episode, any questions, comments, complaints, or wisecracks, put them in the comments below. Hope you guys have a good day. Head over to the Discord if you want to ask me anything else. And until next time, guys, like always, later days. Brah!